Good morning. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the show. It's I, your hostess with the hottest coffee around, Laurie Calcaterra, the drinker of your tears, the maker of hot sauce, and the crafter of 5,000 things. I am crafting myself into insanity because Texoma is coming. So I'm going to be in, how do you pronounce it, Dash? Durant. Is that what he said? Durant, Oklahoma this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, selling hot sauce and books and just being a menace. Myself, William Russell, George Medina, Sam Vera, and so many other creators are going to be there. I'm really looking forward to it. I always have a blast. It's usually the first Comic-Con that I go to for the year. So I'm like ripping and roaring. I get full of energy, and we're going to have a good time. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Path of the Pale Rider 1 through 8 is live. And yes, we are funded. We are sitting at that weird spot where everybody pretends that, oh, someone just, I was like, we just got a backer. Hooray! Thank you, whoever just jumped in. Because I was like, we were at that point where you get maybe one backer a day. Then you do all the marketing and it's like shouting into the void. It's a weird. What? What did you say? Pops? Okay, you have to come back in and reset.
I said, there it was.
I guess I was like sitting here like, it's what happens. It's the second week. You know what I mean? This is where the Kickstarter will try your patience, because I just came off of a whole week of big, exciting, everybody, big moments and buzz, and now it's like, hey, we're still here. Like, we're not done. In fact, I want to show everybody, we added some more merch. You know me, I like to add mid-campaign merch. And we still have all the same gorgeous covers and variants and blink and gold foil, but we added something. So last week, I was on a podcast. William Russell and I were talking about campaigns, and who else but Gerald Von Stoddard is in the chat, and he's like, oh wait, Laurie, I have something for you, and drops this into my direct messages, and I fell out of my chair. I was like, are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. So I wanted to make it available to all of you. And so there's two ways you can get this. You can get this as a wooden cover. So what's going to happen is if you back that wooden cover tier, there's going to be two options this time. You can get the main cover, which is typically what I laser cut, or you can get this one. And so you'll tell me in the chat, or excuse me, I looked at the chat. You're going to tell me in your survey which one you want me to laser cut for you. The other option for this is that I made 10 wooden plaques available. They're 6x9. And so those are a little more exclusive, but I can only take up so much time at the laser engraver. They get mad at me when I'm there for so long, and they're like, you need to wrap it up, lady. And I'm like, but wait, I have 10 more to cut. They take about 20 minutes each to cut. So that's why I can only do so many. And of course, it always depends on the availability at the makerspace. I've booked time there before, and then they've told me we have maintenance coming in, so they've just canceled my spot. So it's always a challenge to get in there, but I will get them all done. I think I have a big block of time, so I will get everybody these. William Russell, good morning. So the campaign is still live. I wanted to make sure that you guys have a chance to get through here. I'm surprised that this Rebound book hasn't gone. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to start rebinding this week. I actually got the supplies, and I have faux leather that is, sorry, it is flesh colored. So I'm going to try binding this in what looks like human flesh. It isn't real. It's not real, but we'll see. We'll see if I can get away with it. Anyway, there's still tons of stuff. Make sure you get your hot sauce. And we are so freaking close to flipping this next poker card. We need 4 backers. Doesn't matter your dollar amount. You could be digital, physical. Doesn't matter. We just need 4 people to unlock this next poker card that I'll flip for you. Fun thing, Chad Perkins thinks he is going to be a poker card immortalized, and he is not. He is not. Real quick, before I bring in my guest, I wanted to make sure you guys know there are 7,000 campaigns that are live right now. Psycho Cell, this one launched on the 14th. This is the omnibus. This is going to be a 200-page book, you guys. Nuts. I'm going to be working on this one, of course, with William because we work on stuff together. Highly recommend you guys go get this one because it's just going to be like the whole experience of Psycho Cell in one book. And he's got amazing covers on here, amazing art, and he always does crazy stretch goals that I always tell him not to do, but he does them anyway because you can't tell him what to do. That's how it goes. Set the Hook launched on Sunday. So this one launched on Sunday. This is also a trade paperback. This is issues 1 through 4. Chad Perkins. This is one of the funniest things I have ever read, and proof that comic books can be just about anything. I might do that someday. It might wake me up. It might actually wake me up a little bit more besides the caffeine. So head over to Set the Hook if you want some comedy, some silliness, a great story, and Pike. If you don't know what that is, you got to watch Killer Karen. Worthy Chaos launched yesterday. I'm going to be so broke. This is my bestie, Carissa Grant. She's off and running on this one. This is number 16 in her Worthy Chaos Redemption series. Again, lots of gruesomely fun covers, amazing art, and 7,000 add-ons. Like, I think she maxed out. She's the one that found how many add-ons is like the max. I think it's 99. Like, you can have 99 add-ons on Kickstarter, and she actually had so many that she maxed it out. Like, she found the end of Kickstarter, which is amazing. And so if you ever want to open a merch store, pick Carissa Grant's mind because she has so much glow in the dark and plushies and collectible. She has journal entries and I mean, like, you name it, this merch queen has done it. So if you ever have questions, ask Carissa. Seriously, I would go back to the top. So Carissa Grant, 67 backers, 335. She's over 300% funded on this one. We're not done. We got more. We got Cosmic Wars by Sam Vera. This one launched Sunday, just recently. I lost track because everybody's launching because February is the time. Some gorgeous covers. And I did not realize there's Lupin's. This is a Marco DeFeo cover. They're best buds. So I backed that one because I never can have enough Marco DeFeo, Gilbert Perez. I want all of their art. So tons of cool stuff on here. And I like that he's like venturing out. I don't know. He's ventured out from duty. When I first met Sam, it was all alien. There's an alien in my toilet. And now it's like I'm getting to see all these that Sam does. And it's really cool. And last but not least, the Green Zone. This one launched. Don't ask me. I don't know. It launched sometime over the weekend. Officially, again, a great creator, amazing storyline, and I believe this is the trade paperback as well. Yeah, so this is the trade paperback. So this is the first arc in one book. Just again, I don't know how to say this, but I wish I was a millionaire so I could back all the things at the physical tier because I'm already like, credit card's going to come in and I'm going to get in trouble. It's one of those things, but that's how it goes. So my friends, don't even show why. I already did show yours. You missed it. That's what you get for not tuning in on time because I did show yours. I did. Here, look, I'll show you. It was right here. I'll go back. It's already pulled up. See? Da 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 da. Would I be able to get it that quick if I didn't already have it pulled up? Chad. Huh, that's what they say. All right, you guys can back me up. Did I or did I not show Set the Hook? Anyway, moving on. Good morning, everybody. Oh. If you ever find the end of Kickstarter, do you fall off the edge onto Amazon or something? I don't know. Carissa, I think, just needs to open a physical store because she has so much stuff, but then you got to pay for the overhead of the store. See? Thank you, Dylan. All right. Now, you guys know. You guys know our guest from today. He's been on the show before, but he's also been in the chat, and he always tells everybody else to run away. And so I need you all to put into the chat, Glenn, run! Because here he is, the star of today's show, Glenn V. Fleming. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here, Laurie. Oh no.
That's karma right there. Run, Glenn.
Like I said, attention has been paid.
Some just amazing stuff going on in the world of indie comics this month. And look, Space Monkeys is going from local printers. Space Monkeys.
When I see the
I know. This is how it goes. It's payback for being a menace in the chat every week.
I know.
So how are you, by the way? How are you?
Well, apart from the fact that I'm just coming out of a really bad cold, so if I start spluttering and stuff, I apologize. But I'm fine. Yeah, doing good. Yeah, doing well. Yeah.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you. I really enjoyed the last time you were on the show, and I felt like there was so much that we could talk about. That we need could do it again. So here we are.
Well, when was that? A couple of years ago, must be now.
Was it 2 years already?
It must be because it takes so long to get on. Because I think I booked this last October. That's because you're so popular. So there you go.
No, I don't know how that goes.
I think the Steve says run. Yeah. Do you know the story about Steve?
No. Who is Steve?
Which
Steve are we talking about?
Well, it's just we don't know. I watched Oprah Winfrey many years ago, and she had six people. She had 12 astronauts on NASA, Apollo astronauts on, and 6 of them had walked on the moon. And this Steve guy, so that it was the end of the show, and she was asking questions. She got the people to ask questions to the astronauts. So you got these 12 guys who'd been to the moon, and 6 had walked on the moon. And Buzz Aldrin, and Charlie Duke and all these people, these guys have walked on the moon. And this guy stands up and he says to Charlie Duke, "Is it true you can see the Great Wall of China from the surface of the moon?" And Charlie, in his his Carolina drawl, said, "No, you can't," like this. And he says, and this guy says, "Well, my friend Steve says you can." And Charlie Duke says, "Well, you tell your friend Steve I've been and you can't."
Like, how can you argue with the
exactly
like one of the 12 people that have actually been to space and seen the Earth from the moon? You're gonna say, "Well, my friend Steve said."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that was the Steve story.
Well, poop on Steve is all we gotta say. Look, it's Glennis the Menace. Oh, and by the way, I mean, like, I covered some of the stuff that's live on Kickstarter. There's a ton of other stuff that's live. If you're in the chat and you got a live campaign, drop the links and I'll put them up on the screen. I want to make sure everybody gets seen. So I just, there's so much. Like Space Monkeys is still live. We've showed it off on the show before, but I just want to remind people there's so much that's live right now. We're gonna make a Facebook group called Steve Says for all those who post stupid stuff like that.
He's already.
Says.
I've already. He's already got a Facebook page up. It's been up for years, so I did it. It's not his. It's mine.
I don't say.
Making famous all over again.
Wait, Dash, were you talking about when I said do rant? Is that was that? Because how do I have to watch it again because you said do rant like that somehow. I don't know. I think that's what he's talking about. They're laughing. So Glennis the Menace back on the show. Glennis the Menace actually sent me this zip drive of art.
That was just random stuff.
Okay, that's how you say it. Yes, this is true.
So what are you going to start with?
I don't know. Well, you know what I want. I'm going to start with this. Give my computer a second to pull up the image. Okay, so we all know that Glenn is an artist. And we know that Glenn travels the world and that Glenn has interviewed some very important people in the comic world. But did you know that Glenn also does cosplay? Just gonna leave that there for a second.
What that I don't do cosplay really. That was
What do you mean you don't do cosplay? This is cosplay.
It was my niece's 30th birthday, I think. So
wait, you just show up to a birthday party as Dr. Manhattan? Were you the entertainment or
no, it was a fancy dress theme. And there was this guy in the corner who kept nodding to me, and it was Darth Vader. Anyway, it turned out it was my brother. I didn't recognize it.
Well, how can you know if he's got a full
But I was gonna go as Rorschach.
But
that was a bit more difficult. So Helen said, "No, put all this blue all over your face," and Helen did all that makeup, and because she's a girl and she knows what to do.
Yeah, Pop says, "Shouldn't you have been in your birthday suit?"
Oh, well, that was when I got there. No,
Glenn, you got to cover up, man. You can't come in this party like this.
So when I got there, I was glad I didn't do Rorschach because my nephew had done Rorschach, and he so there'd have been two.
That would have been hilarious. But I mean, now you could have taken a group picture. Yeah.
Well, I do have a photograph of me with him, but I didn't send you that one.
If you just zapping him to, you just have like a pile of dust.
Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was what that's about. So I think it's a pretty good job.
Have you done other?
Only Captain America. That was years ago. My stepdaughter had a birthday party, and me and my friend had been to a party a couple of years before, and I went as Captain America. I don't think I sent you a picture of that. And he went as Green Lantern because his wife, Mike's wife, is a fashion designer, and she custom made the suits for us.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, they all fit. I was a bit slimmer then, but they all fit. And but they so Captain America, but not really cosplay. It was just it was a superhero party.
Okay.
In fact, when that happened, that'd be about 1983. I don't think cosplay existed then. In
No,
fact, we might have been the first. We might have been the first ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hasn't it? I don't know if it's always been trendy to kind of dress up. I mean, for Halloween, but other than that, really no. And usually the costumes were like plastic.
Yeah.
Well,
these were. I've still got it actually. I can still get it on just about.
That's cool. So. All right, and I want to remind people that you have published several books.
12.
Oh my goodness! So you sent me this folder of published books, and I gotta talk about this tree. This tree makes me laugh every time. The little green tree.
This one.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, so this was, of course, in the folder of published books, and I mean, this is like it reminds you of the Giving Tree, but.
Do you want to know the story of how he came about?
Yes.
I'll try not to sort of name drop or show off, but I was flying over the Grand Canyon in a small plane.
Okay, all right.
In a little Piper Cherokee, flying across the Grand Canyon. You can't actually fly into the Grand Canyon. You're not allowed to because too many people go in and don't come out. So
I was going to say that sounds dangerous.
Although I did fly into it in a helicopter, but that's a different story. Anyway, so I'm in this little plane, chugging along, going across the Grand Canyon. I don't know whether you've been to the Grand Canyon, but you should. You should.
I know. It's on my bucket list.
It's amazing. Anyway, so I'm flying over, and I'm looking out the window and thinking, wow, this is just amazing. And I noticed that there was going towards the edge of the canyon, there was a forest bit. There's a lot of trees, so they were going like a V shape right towards the edge. And at the edge was one tree, and all the shadows from the other trees covered his shadow up. So I thought, and I immediately put this in my brain, and then came back and wrote this story, and it's about this little green tree here is very sad because all his, I'll show you on this, all his brothers and sister trees don't like him, right?
Rude.
And they don't like him, and but their shadows stretch to the edge of the canyon, so they can see into the canyon, but they cover his shadow up, and he can't see into the canyon, and they won't tell him what's there, so they're really mean to him. So anyway, that's what happened. I won't tell you what happens, but you know, he let's say he wins in the end.
Okay. I was gonna say, all right, and yes, I was gonna say, so okay, so I was aware of the book, but then there was a separate picture of this, and I was like, please explain what is going on with Disco Tree.
That is what happens in the nighttime. The men appear, and that's all the flashlights.
Oh,
and that's, but I can't tell you anymore because I'll give it away. But he's really scared. But you know, when he wakes up in the morning, when he's been crying all night, he wakes up and they're all looking at him. That's what he sees when he wakes up.
That's terrifying. Look, wait, I'm gonna blow that up.
Okay.
Look at that. Ah.
So that's what he does. So anyway, I can't tell you.
In the middle of the night when one of my kids wakes me up and they're like, "Mom," and you're like, jump out of your skin. Like, 3 a.m. What do you want?
So that's what that's about. That's where I got the story idea from. That as flying over the Grand Canyon in a plane. Do it.
And that's amazing to me, because I've had inspiration like that from just random encounters as well. And that's, you know, I think that's amazing that you can do one thing and it inspires like a whole story, and it just comes from.
Well, there's 2 books of it. There were going to be 4, but there are 2 books finished. But it's quite a while since I did that, so it would be different. The style would be different, I think.
Some of these other books, and so the thing that gets me about Glenn, you guys, is that it's not just a little green tree. We have books about. I'm just gonna just share this folder. Let's do that. Because there's some amazing things that I will blow up in here, but I want to show you, because usually when you're a writer, you are publishing in a certain genre. Like I'm in horror Western. I guess it's 2 different genres, but it's like you just work on your genre, and that's kind of like where you build your name. But look at this. Let me see if I can blow this up here. Wow. And
what you've got, you see, you've got.
I made it really big. So we have cartoon. We've
got Hatch.
Gosh, yeah. We have Hatch. We have Manchester United. Like this is football, right?
Football, yeah. Oh, soccer to you guys. Iapetus Rising is science fiction.
Right.
Then you got 1010s, which is soccer again, football again. Then you've got the Dark Side of the Moon. This is where I interviewed several people who'd walked on the moon, and that it's called the Dark Side of the Moon because it's not. There is no such thing as the dark side of the moon. It's the far side of the moon because it does light up. But this is called the Dark Side of the Moon because, see, when I get an idea for a story, I always try and put a spin on it because I think, well, there's 20 million books written about going to the moon. So I wrote about the guys who didn't go to the moon because they were killed in fires and plane crashes. Astronauts who died training. So I wrote about that. And I interviewed Gene Cernan, who was Apollo 17 commander. He was the last man to walk on the moon.
Yeah.
And Charlie Duke and these people, and wrote about that. Wrote about the people who didn't go rather than the people who did, because the only reason those guys didn't go to the moon was because they died. They would have gone. People like Gus Grissom in the Apollo fire.
Yeah.
They would have gone. So I wrote about them because they should be remembered. And that's what that was about.
And I mean, like, who are you interviewing? Family members at that point? Because if they're passed.
No, I didn't interview any of those guys. I interviewed the guys who went.
Right. Oh, so you're interviewing the guys that went about the guys that didn't go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they were all friends and colleagues and all that kind of thing. So they told me about those guys, and that's what's in that book.
How disappointing for them. They're like, you don't want to ask me about, you don't want to talk. All right.
I
guy?
I think that they were pleased because they weren't talking about them for a change.
There's something to be said about them being asked the same questions over and over.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a different topic for them to be able to talk about. And I mean, especially if they're talking about their colleagues that have passed, I'm sure. I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
I remember when I was writing that back. It was back in the 90s when I started to write it, and I was writing to NASA, the White House, the United States Air Force, Navy, writing, and all these envelopes and photographs used to arrive. And I was with my former partner. The postman came, and every day for 2 weeks he'd brought a letter from the White House,
wow,
the United States Air Force, the Pentagon. And he said, she came upstairs and gave me this. She said, the post is just been. I said, all right. She said, yeah. Guess what he said? And I said, what? And she said, he said to her, what does your husband do?
Yeah.
And she said,
probably. Like,
so she said, so she said, you really don't want to know.
That's hilarious. She's like, don't ask questions. We'll have to kill you.
So I like to put a different slant on it because, like I said, see that book there, 10-10s.
Yeah,
the football book. That book, 10-10s, and the 10 Manchester United 10s, is about the 10 best players who've worn the number 10.
Oh, okay.
Number 10 in football is a special number.
Really?
Yeah, and all
Why?
the best. It just is. It's just one of those things. I don't know American football or basketball, but there's probably a similar thing in there. The star player will wear number 7. I don't know. But that's what in football it's number 10. So it's 10-10s. So it's not just a book about football. It's that one with he's called Gary Lineker, that guy. That book is about the 10, in my opinion, the 10 best players who played in the World Cup, which is in America this year.
It is.
Yeah, so that's what that's about. Because I like to do a different spin.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you have to do as a writer. I feel like there has to be an angle that's different, so that way you're unique and you stand out, because everybody's read soccer. Well, yeah. I say that, but I know nothing about soccer.
Well, the sad thing for me was that 10-10s there with Lineker on the cover there with the England shirts on. That was my first published book.
Was it?
Yeah, 20 years ago. And the publisher only missed having him, Lineker, do the forward by 4 hours, because he has to, I don't think he does it now, but when he did the World Cup, he has to sign an exclusive contract with the BBC just to work for them. And the deadline was Friday lunchtime, and they contacted him Friday afternoon, and he couldn't write the forward, which was a bummer. But there you go.
I have to confess, I don't know much about any sport. It's not really my thing.
Right.
And I always laugh because my family, we're all originally from Michigan, and so they all root for the Lions. And so we have this family text chat on the phone. And so when the Lions are playing, everybody's kind of like talking about the game. And so I've made it a tradition to bake bread. I bake bread while they're all watching football, and then I'll take a picture and say, like, "Go Sports, happy bread day." And like, I just tease them. I want to be part of a conversation. I'm like, "Go bread."
I'll show you how ignorant I am at American sport. 30 years ago, I went to stay with a friend in California, and her mum worked for the LA Giants or something, baseball, whatever they're called. Los Angeles Aztecs or something like, I don't know what it is. They were the top baseball.
Astros, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, she gave me a hat like this.
Killed our entire viewership.
Yeah, she gave Suzanne's mum gave me a hat like this, but it was a LA Aztecs or whatever they're called, right? So I said, "Oh, thanks." She said, "I've got you this cap." So I said, "Oh, that's fantastic." Hi, Doc. And so I went home and decorated the house with that hat. This particular, not this one, the LA one, and it's got paint on it and scuffs on it and all this kind of thing. And that and every time a room needed decorated, I'd wear that hat, and it's got all paint. I've still got it. Got all paint all over it. And then about 2 years later,
Sarah says, I'm at work, so I can't stay, but I want to come on and say, run, Glenn. For some reason, you told me to run.
Thank you, Sarah. So anyway, so I've got this cat with all this paint all over it. And a couple of years later, Suzanne asked me if I still had it. I said, oh, yeah. I use it for decorating. It's full of paint. She said, oh, you're joking. That was a limited edition. It was worth about $500.
Oh, my gosh, Glenn. You're like, yep, I wear it when I take out the trash.
Talk about disrespect. Well, we don't wear. I only wear this for shows. I don't.
Yeah,
we don't. Well,
you
the
talk
kids
about
do.
you don't know anything, but here you are wearing a New York hat.
New York's fantastic. What a place that is.
Oh, I would go visit New York again in a heartbeat. I just want to visit. I don't want to live there. It's too expensive, but I would go visit and then come back to Texas where it's warm.
Yeah. Well, I've been to New York about 12 times, I think. I've been to the States about 25 times. I love the place, you know. So I should go back.
Sadly, I have not been to the UK. I would have to go. All right. Nem is naming off 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players.
No,
so far.
but this is the point. It's missed the point. Klinsmann didn't wear number 10 in the World Cup.
Yeah, so in his book, you have to wear the number 10 on the jersey.
Neither did Ronaldinho, Zidane. No. The others did, but they didn't wear number 10.
I'm going to close my door, so I'm going to turn off my camera, but I'm not leaving. So go ahead, talk about football players. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm not going to give it away because I want you to buy the book, so you have to buy it. But yeah, there's a couple in there that you'd know. Well, you'd know them all if you know about football. But it's about the number 10 shirt, the actual shirt, physical shirt with the number 10 on, you know.
So what's Encounter? Did we talk about this last time?
No, it's a science fiction novel.
Okay.
As like with Pettis writing, the one above. It's a science fiction novel or novella. It's not very long.
Now, we definitely did not talk about this. I know that we had talked about you coming to Dallas and then researching the JFK situation. Oh, Nem wants to know where you can buy the 1010s book on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I didn't realize you had a Lee Harvey Oswald book. This is probably more relevant now with everything that's coming out, you know, current events.
I started reading about that Kennedy assassination in 1973. 10 years since it happened. I remember it happening.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't remember them saying JFK was shot, but I do remember Oswald being shot as a kid. And I remember my dad. Yeah, there it is.
We'll talk about this. We always have to talk about this anytime you're on the show. But we'll get there.
I remember my dad saying they killed him to shut him up. I remember him saying that when I was about 8. So then 10 years later, I really got in. I read an article and I really got into it and got all the books out. And I ended up going to Dallas in 1978 when the House Select Committee on Assassinations were there doing a reenactment for their report. Wow. They wouldn't let me in the book depository. Several police officers wouldn't talk to me. I was
not even with your British charm. I was like, how else are you getting all these interviews and like
especially Marina Oswald? Marina Oswald, Lee Oswald's wife, wanted to speak to me, but we couldn't fix that up. I was going to see his mum, but I was warned away, and I wish I'd gone because she died shortly after. But and yeah, nobody would talk to me. I was on the radio though. I was interviewed on the radio, on the Dallas radio about it. So yeah.
This is true. Yeah,
it's on Amazon or eBay. I've seen some on eBay. So
you were here, and that's crazy that you were here at the time they were doing the reenactment. Yeah. Like that to me. Gosh, to watch them go through that. And now I've been through what is it? What's the number? It's the 7th floor museum. Sixth floor museum. I've been through that. It's been a while since I've been through it, but just
you've been to the building.
Yeah.
Right. I thought you hadn't been up there.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been through the museum, and like you put on the headphones and it gives you like the walking tour, which is cool. We did that, but it's been years, probably 14 years, coming up 14 years since. I want to go do it again, you know?
Well, when I get over there, we're going to go down.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I've slipped this past couple of years from the person who seems to do a lot of things to doing nothing, because there's been various things going on, some not so good in private, so things get delayed, you know. But I want to get down there again. Hopefully they'll let me in this time. You know.
I don't know, man. Things been going on.
I'll tell you a scary story. It's not the Lawrence. I stayed in the Lawrence Hotel, which is just down the road from Dealey Plaza. It's not the Lawrence Hotel now, but that's what it was called. And in the middle of the night, somebody decided they were trying to get into my room. Now, the only way out was through the door, which whoever it was trying to get in, was really, really trying to get in, really trying to. I thought the door was going to come off its hinges. It was that obvious. And it was, this lasted minutes. I was scared to death. And the only other way out was through the window. And I noticed, and I was on the 7th floor, and the fire escape wasn't anywhere near the window. So I thought, anyway, they went away. So I thought, might be time to leave.
I hope that it was someone drunk and thinking that your room was their room, and when their key didn't work, they left. Hopefully, that's always scary to me. And I would be arming myself and standing in front of the door, like, bring it, like, come on in.
But I did go around the city with the Dallas police all night. In a police car,
that is scary.
Which was good. I had my own personal policeman driving me around.
I was gonna say, now, since you were researching like Lee Harvey Oswald and like his true intentions or like influences, because it says links to intelligence agencies. I was like, it could be scary that someone on the inside is coming into your room. That's my concern.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Are you?
I didn't hang about.
Are you on a list?
Well, probably am now. Yeah. But I also wrote this one, the novel. This is the novel.
Yeah, that's on here too.
So
the Two Faces of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, that's a novel.
What did you uncover in your research? I mean, don't spoil the book. Obviously, we want people to book, but like, what are some of the interesting things that you found?
In which one? The S172 is more of a factual thing, and the Two Faces is a novel. It's a fictionalized version. It's only from Oswald's point of view, because I was smart. I thought, well, I won't put this information in the Two Faces book. I'll write it from his point of view, so there would have been a lot of things that he didn't know were going on that I could leave out. So, but you read them. It's so. The short of it is that he didn't do it. He didn't shoot anybody that day, but he was involved with the people who did. And they rubbed him out to.
And they cut. Well, I mean, that's.
Well, apparently he was informing on the group. He was an FBI informer, and he was informing on the group, and they found out. So they let him inform on them, because the guy who was informing them to, his boss, was one of them.
Oh no!
So his information wasn't going anywhere. So they just set him up for it.
What did you say? He says, I once believed Oswald was the lone shooter. The ER doctor who attended Kennedy said plainly that he was shot from the front.
Yeah.
There's so much, like, when you dig deep into that situation, it's what? Sorry, I was just laughing at the private jet. Why was Kennedy shot? To that, or?
Yeah, because he was doing what Donald Trump's doing now. He was treading on everybody's toes, and they didn't like it, on the establishment toes. He was going to stop the war in Vietnam. He was going to introduce a bigger tax for the oil millionaires and all that kind of thing, LBJ and everything.
That's interesting that you both said this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really think it was an inside job. Like, I don't exactly know who shot You know what I mean? Like all the information, there's so much information. I think this is a tactic too that our government does is they information dump and then they give no explanation. They're like, here it is, you figure it out. And so the answer is in there, but you have to go through millions of documents in order to really understand what really happened. And so it's hard. It's hard when the government can get away with this stuff, even though it's in plain sight, because no one has the time or effort to go through millions of documents.
But it's like the Epstein thing, isn't it? They've just dropped 3 million pages or something.
With that too. But now I think with tech, it's different than it is now, because there's so many people that are tech savvy that they can get in there and people are dividing up the files where they're going through it bit by bit. And they're like, I'm going to take this portion, and they're able to, even before it was redacted, they were using technology to unredact files by switching or putting it into Photoshop and highlighting things that were in black and then taking the highlighter off, and then you could see what was written. It's wild. And so but back then it was like, here's all the information, good luck.
Well, I think I'm probably I don't know how many obviously, but I think I'm one of the few people who've read the Warren Commission and the entire 26 volumes of evidence.
Yeah.
I spent about 4 years reading through them, But,
4 years.
A long time. Well, I worked on it for a long time. But I wrote the books to get it out of me, really. To get it out of my brain, because it was all I was thinking about, and it's not good.
Yeah, I can understand that, where it would just kind of consume you with what you're finding. And a lot of us are like, I have to get it out. Like you have to get it out of you in one way, shape, or form, so that way it's like, okay, now it's out.
Well, the funny thing was that I used to, I suppose I used to bore them all to death about it, and they just didn't care. This is when I was in my early 20s. I found this out today. I found this out, and they go, no.
Oh no.
And then about 2 or 3 years later, when what I'd found out, and I told them was in the newspaper, they said, "Oh, did you see that about that Kennedy guy?" I said, "Yeah." And
I was telling you that 2 years ago.
And I said that. I told you that 4 years ago. And they go, "Oh, I don't remember that."
They're like, we just ignored you at that time because you were that weirdo conspiracy theorist, right?
That's right. It's funny how all these conspiracy theories are all unraveling, and they're not theories.
Oh, I know.
Well, that was made up by people to throw people off that
it's
term.
all, and it's like, I'm showing my true colors here, because I always talk about, like, I don't like talking politics, because I'm staunchly, everybody is terrible. I trust no one. There is no good side. They're all corrupt, right? That's kind of where I fall. And people are like, where's your tinfoil hat? But it's like, I need that hat, because I keep seeing patterns and they end up being true. And gosh, it's all about control. It's 100% what all of this is about, is who can control. So
I mean, who's going to believe some guy from a little town in England about this?
No, nobody. They're all like, man, where's your tinfoil hat, Glenn?
Right, yeah. So
you're like, do you want to see all the letters I got from the government? Like, I got a whole file. No? All right. I've seen people claim that Oswald was KGB. I've heard this claim too. And others claiming that he was CIA. I've read
he wasn't KGB.
No, but they say that they were saying that the influence was, so that way they can be like, this wasn't us, this was them. That's tactic too. It's like blame the opponent.
In the same month he defected. There's a big thing about him defecting to the Soviet Union in 1959, just after he came out of the Marines. Well, what people don't realize, or fail to understand, is that I think it was 25 US Marines defected in the same month as he did. It was part of James Angleton's counter-espionage thing. And the Russians knew, the Soviets knew, they saw it, they knew who he was. But he was never KGB, no.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think they would let him be that high level.
No, they kicked him out. They kicked him out of Moscow the first week he was there. They kicked him out to Minsk. so they knew what he was doing,
I'm surprised they kicked him out and didn't just kill him.
Well, they double bluffed on. They got Marina into the States, didn't they? And she, her uncle worked for the MVD, which is the local secret police. So she did 6 months at this place called the Komsomol, which was known for training spies. So you know what I mean. But I think she was compromised when Kennedy got shot. She didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah, and so Dylan, one of the things there's a show on Netflix that I watch kind of on repeat, which is like the Spycraft, where they talk about all these technology from back in the day where they were used to implement. They don't talk about any of the new stuff, but I'm always interested in like this kind of tit for tat spy games that we've been playing for forever and are still playing. I wonder how much of that you've come across in your.
Well, a lot of it, because what they do is they knew who he was.
Yeah.
But if they knock him out, they know that you know that they know. So and what they try to do is turn him. You don't kill the guy, you turn him. So he's a double agent, and it just goes on like that. So
I mean, like the crazy level of things that we're probably doing at this point, I have no idea. Because when you read about and you watch that show specifically, I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but some of the games that they were playing is crazy. It's crazy. And it's like, here we are worried about, buying eggs and how much gas is. And then someone's like a triple agent somewhere in the world playing these deadly games.
But people don't read, you see. And much was when he went over there. He told the guy at the embassy that he was going to give. Let me backtrack. Lee Oswald, as this lone nut communist in the U.S. Marines, before he defected, he worked in Japan at an Air Force base called Atsugi, Japan, where the CIA flew the U-2 spy plane out of. So you've got this disillusioned grunt reading communist literature in front of everybody in the United States Marine Corps on a top secret CIA base, and he's just some lone nut. He's just some nutter, right? So when he defected, he went to the American embassy and he said, "I'm giving up my here's my passport." He gave the passport to the guy, and he said, "I'm gonna make available to the KGB guy or the NKVD guy who comes round to interview me. I'm going to tell him all I know about these radar secrets in Atsugi." But people go, "Oh, what a bastard! Kill him! He should be hanged." But the thing is that they change them every hour anyway. So when he got there, they changed all the codes anyway. So there was no threat, And then they try and blame it on him that when they shot Gary Powers down, it was his fault because he'd given away the secrets.
But that's an interesting play on his part, because he's like, "I'll give you information," but he's not really giving them anything.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So again, it's like, whose side are you on? He could have really been any alignment for, at that point.
Do you want to hear the greatest, apart from everything else, like the bullets, the magic bullets and all that kind of thing? The greatest coincidence in this entire situation with Oswald is that when he was shipped to Minsk, nobody knew. Nobody knew for about a week that he'd been sent to Minsk, right?
How would they not know?
Well, because nobody told anybody. He didn't say. He ended up in Minsk, and then one of the days he was in Minsk, these two American journalist women were walking through the square in Minsk center, and saw him and decided they'd interview him. And he was an American defector. So there's all these people around. Let's go and talk to him. He looks like a nice guy.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? And they've got pictures of him. And it's just mad.
I mean, like, and the chances of that happening too, you know what I mean? Like, you're walking around Minsk and there's thousands of people and you run into the one guy.
That's right. Yeah. That's a coincidence, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, no. I'm just it's all stuff like that. It just drives you crazy. So
yeah. And see, this is what you're talking about. Like, it's in you, and it's just like, I gotta get all this out and in order. It's like it's almost like cathartic to get it in some kind of chronological order, so it can be a big picture and you can see it for what it is. Because otherwise, it's just like all this information out there. It's like, what do you do with it? Gosh, yeah, I know people are tuning in. Like, what are you guys talking about? Jack Kirby and Lee Harvey Oswald right here on the same page. I know. And Glenn has written books about both. And of course, I'm going to skip right over here to the Jack Kirby one. and I'm sure you guys know this about Glenn, that he has not only written a book, but he has a whole video series where he was interviewing the one great Jack Kirby before he died. In the gosh, I mean, for those that haven't heard you talk about this, please tell us about how that all kind of went down and like what you're able to capture. And it's like for the tomes of time.
Again, this is a coincidence, but what happened was that I used to read Jack Kirby comics when I was a kid and all that kind of thing. He was one of my favorite comics, American comic book artists and all that kind of thing. And so this is how there's a theory that you're only 6 people away from anybody you want to meet, right?
Yeah.
So you were only, because you know me,
right?
All the people I know, right? Anyway, so I'm going to drop places again. I was on holiday in Barbados, right?
Nice.
And I met this American couple, and they were getting married. So we got on really well with them, and we were going places with them and all this kind of thing. And I just happened to say, I was getting interested. Because I went out of comics, I went into advertising design, and I dropped comics and came. So this is the mid 80s, and was getting back into comics, and I was wondering whether Kirby was still alive and all that kind of thing. I found out he was. Anyway, so I went to Barbados on the holidays, talking to these 2 Americans. They were from California. I knew Jack Kirby lived in California. I know California is a big place. It's bigger than the UK.
Huge.
Right? But I knew he lived in this place called Thousand Oaks, and which is somewhere north of LA. And I asked Bob, this American guy, do you live near Thousand Oaks? And he said, yeah, it's about an hour away, because I've noticed now that Americans are always an hour away from the moon. If they lived on Saturn, it's an hour away.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
So they said, why? So I told them about this Jack Kirby guy. They'd never heard of him. So I told them about him. And then they got married and they left. We carried on with the holiday. And it was one of those, when you go on holiday and you meet people and you're going to see them after you get back and ring them, and you never do.
Right. I was like,
when we got back, there was a letter, and it was from Suzanne. And she said, oh, what a great time. I'd love to see you guys. You got to come over and see us, blah, 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 blah. Tell Glenn, Jack Kirby says hello, and here's his phone number.
Ah! Did you fall out of your chair?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. And so we arranged to go the following year to stay with them, right? But I had this phone number, and every night from coming home from work, I'd sit and read this letter, and it had Jack Kirby says hi, and he hopes he can draw as well as Glenn does one day. Ha, ha, ha. And then this phone number, and I'm looking at this phone number, and this is back in the days when there were no cell phones or anything like that, and overseas calls were expensive. So I'm looking at this letter every day for 3 weeks, and my former partner said, look, for God's sake, just ring the number, and if it's not her, not them, just put the phone down, right? Ring it. So I rang this number, and this female answered the phone, and I said, oh, hi. I told her who I was. I said, are you the wife of Jack Kirby, the comic book artist? And she said, yes, I'll put him on. And I'm like,
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah. So I
didn't think it was real.
So I talked to him for about an hour, and I told him we were coming over in the next October. This was November, and then we were coming over the following year in October. Could I come and see him? And he said, yeah. So he put Roz back on, his wife back on, and I gave her my address and stuff like that. She sent me a nice letter with their phone number and and their address and all this kind of thing. Look forward to seeing you. So then the next year I flew over, rang them when I got there, said we're here now, and she said, oh, we'll come on Tuesday or something. Yeah. So we went up to Thousand Oaks, but Bob is dead now, but Bob was great. But he used to drive us crazy. He'd do anything for you, but he'd do it his way. So I said to him, could you take us to Thousand Oaks? We hired a car. I said, could you take us to Thousand Oaks? And he said, yeah. But he decided he decided that we're only going to be there for 30 minutes. And I said, Bob, there's no way I've flown all this way, 6,000 miles to see you guys, but to meet this guy as well. I'm going to be there. If they will allow it, if the Kirby's want me out, I'll go. But if they could say I can stay, I'm going to stay as long as I can.
Yeah. I'll rent a car and come back when I'm ready. Don't wait for me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So
right?
When we got to the door, my first sight of Jack Kirby in the flesh was a silhouette, like a darkened through the window, silhouette through the window. And I couldn't speak. I was 33, Laurie, and I couldn't speak. I could not speak.
Yeah.
And we went in.
Your own name.
We went in, and Roz said, "Oh, we've made you some lunch." So Bob and Suzanne said, "Oh, well, we'll go." She said, "Oh, no, I've made it for you all." So we went through and we had lunch, and I'm sitting in this dining room with the king of comics, who's had such a profound influence on my comic writing and drawing. And they're all chatting away there and having a laugh, and my partner's showing Roz how to make a proper cup of tea and all this kind of stuff. And I couldn't eat this food. And Jack kept saying to me, "What's your name again? Who are you? What are you doing here?" You know, I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak. But anyway, afterwards, I sort of calmed down a bit, and I was there for about 6 hours.
Yeah,
you know?
That's amazing.
And then I had a camcorder, and it failed. It didn't work.
Oh no!
It kept going on and off. And I said to Bob, see if you can try and fix this camcorder.
Yeah, give him something to do.
Yeah, and it kept going on and off. And I noticed he had it. He said it's not working. So I said, "Oh well, never mind." And then I noticed he was holding it, pointing it at his feet, and the red light was on. That meant it was working. And when I got back, he'd filmed about 20 minutes of his foot.
Gosh dang it!
So the next time I went, then I went in 90. That was 88, and I went in 91. I took a reliable camcorder, and that's when I filmed what you see on the little documentary I've made of him. And so that's available through me. If you want that, you have to get it through me.
Yeah.
But that goes along with the book. You know, the book is just a minute.
Yeah, Pop says he has the book and he has the DVD as well.
Yeah.
And, that would be an amazing thing to sit down as a historian of comics and just listen to Jack Kirby himself, you know.
Yeah, and he's talking, and there's a younger me with him.
So cool.
And there's on my back as well.
Aww.
But it was just so fantastic, and there's a good picture. That's of me and Jack.
There we go.
I've even got hair there.
How old was Jack Kirby at this time when you were?
Would be first time I met him. He would be 71, and then he was 74 when I saw him last in 91.
In what year did he pass?
94.
So very soon after, yeah.
There's something I always regret doing as well. Not saying. When I met him the first time, I said to him, "Thanks a lot," and all that. I said, "I hope I see you again." And he said, "You will." And I did. But the second time I met him, I didn't say that. And I didn't. Didn't someone I mean?
I don't think that
I know.
That's not what dictated the situation, but I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I should have said, "I need to see you again."
But it was a bit like, do you remember when Kennedy said,
do I remember?
You'll have seen, you'll know what I mean. Not directly.
Right.
Kennedy says he was the gentleman who accompanied Jackie to Paris because nobody cares about him. They all want to see Jackie. Well, I have a similar story to that because people ask me what the greatest thing was that happened on my trips, and the greatest thing that happened was me meeting his wife. Yeah, because she was fantastic. She was just a fantastic woman. I can't tell you. She was just absolutely brilliant. She's gorgeous and she's brilliant, and she was just so friendly. I'm just some bum from England who's taking up her afternoon, but she was just so good. She was fantastic. She was great.
She sounds like a nice lady. I mean, like if she knew you guys were coming and made you all lunch, she
Mm,
sounds like a
yeah.
nice.
And then the next time we went, just Bob and I went, and she'd made pizza, and young Jeremy, the grandson, he's only about 9 then, he came in and she told us that he liked it napalmed. It's so stuck in my head. He liked his napalm, and he was really impressed because we knew he liked it napalm, and we were from England. You know, kids are.
Yes.
She said, "Do you want some pizza, Jeremy?" And he said, "Sure, yeah, great grandma." And I said, "It's napalm." He goes, "Oh yeah, yeah." You know, he was impressed. Easily impressed.
9-year-olds are all easily impressed.
Yeah.
All right. So gosh, those by themselves, those 3 books, you guys, will probably change your life. Those 3 books. But but wait, there's more. I feel like Billy Mays today. Let's talk Operation Tonga.
Operation Tonga. That is a book I wrote about my dad. My dad was a paratrooper on D-Day.
Gosh.
And just a second, I'll just show you some of that work here. So back in, I think it was 2018, 75 years, I think it was, since my dad jumped out the C-47, and it was Operation Tonga. In fact, that's wrong. I've sent you the wrong cover. The book is called 8 Seconds.
Yeah.
That must have been the working title cover that I did. Anyway, the book is called 8 Seconds because it get this, when my dad jumped out of that plane on D-Day being shot at, it took him 8 seconds to get to the ground. They were supposed to jump out at 2,000 feet, but they realized that, you know, the higher you go, the slower you go over the sky. So they could get a bead on you and shoot you. So they flew at 500 feet, and the parachute barely broke their fall.
It
took 8 seconds, and then not only that, my dad landed in a flooded field. Rommel knew that the airborne troops were going to be coming first, so he flooded all the fields, and a lot of paratroopers drowned because of all the kit that they've got, the gun and everything. They landed on water, so they couldn't see it was water. So the shock of the cold of the water would get you, and then all your kit would be gone, and then the canopy would come down
on top of you, just drowned in it.
Well, my dad did that. He got through that, and that's in the book. But I just wrote a book, a fictionalized story about it. And my dad was a brain gunner, so I did this artwork. This is real artwork, folks. That's in the book.
Wow.
Well, there's stories in everything. I can never work out why people don't tell stories. This drawing, when I did this drawing, I didn't like it at all. Right? I wasn't happy with it. I spent 3 days doing this drawing, and I wasn't happy with it at all. So I threw a load of coloured ink on it, and turned into probably the best illustration in the book.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of those that you have, your eye just travels around the whole thing, where it's like you have to take in the color, but you have to. Do we forget to mention? Yeah, I mean, like, of course, you guys. He's an artist.
Well, and that's
national treasure. Have you been knighted? I'm just curious.
That's another one from the book. I didn't color that one. I just left that black and white with the sniper.
Yeah.
But you know, I like drawing, and I do real art, folks, on real drawing board because I can.
Showing your age right now.
I know. Here's the cover. There's the cover artwork.
Gosh.
I just like to do the detail, you know. Details.
Yeah, the colors. I don't even know what they teach this anymore. Like when I went to college, it was the cusp of like digital art taking over. So I took all traditional art. So drawing, life drawing, painting, color theory, 2D art. And I took, other arts like fabric arts and jewelry, metalsmithing, that kind of stuff. But I think it was a couple years after I was there that it was like digital art was everywhere. And so I feel like we
I
should
think
still be teaching that stuff, you know, but are we? I don't know.
I don't know, but so I've got loads of pens just here, just tons of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I've got all sorts of things, but I like
Touching it.
I don't care if it shows my age, you know. I'm not ashamed of my age, but I've done computer artwork. I've done coloring, I've done lettering, and it's great, but it's missing some soul in my opinion. And I'm the guy who, when I've done a drawing and I've inked it, I enjoy erasing the pencil.
Yeah.
I just like doing I like cleaning the brushes later, you know, all that kind of thing. I like mixing the paints and the ink and everything. I enjoy doing it. But with a computer, when I've done it, it's very cold and, you know, I mean, I said to one guy, he said, he had a laugh. He said to me that one of the reasons he does digital artwork is because he's got this undo button. So if you do the line and you don't like it, you just delete it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, right. He said, but if you make a mistake, you're stuck with that line. And I said, yeah, but the secret is this. You can't. I said, how can you tell me that you undoing a line 50 times is quicker than me getting it right first time?
Yeah, and there's something to be said about having to learn the skill to do it right, you know? Yeah, if you've been in the madness for a few years, you know Glenn. If you are new, this is another one of those guys who is beyond the game. Absolutely. That's why I was like, have you been knighted yet? Because I feel like you are a national treasure. I don't know.
I don't know about that. But,
is it on your bucket list? I'm sure you can write to the monarchy and be like, hey, I'm Glenn.
My father-in-law, Gordon, he died a couple of years ago. He was 100. He got a letter off King Charles.
Really?
Yeah, if you reach 100, you get a letter. and it's signed by Charles and Camilla.
Wow.
And when he died, we found massive archive of writing that he'd done. They all knew he wrote, but so I put it into 2 volumes of a book about 2 inches thick each. You know,
wow.
this has got to be in a book. So I copied the Charles letter and put that as the foreword and all that kind of thing. So Gordon's a published author now. I just wish I knew. I just wish I'd known he had the stuff, because I would have done it before he died.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know. So, but yeah.
Well, see, now you need to live to at least 100, Glenn.
Not long to go.
No, come on.
Well, I'm 71, so not long to go.
Yeah, you got plenty. That's a whole nother lifetime between now and when. Imagine, look at all the stuff that you've done, and now you're just it's like 30 more years of Glenn creating. I can't wait to see what else you got.
Well, we'll see what happens.
See?
But you know.
All right, now this book I had no idea about. So
the men's room.
Tales from the men's room.
Yeah, tales from the men's room.
What are we doing here?
On Amazon. What it is, it's a book about. I'll throw the gauntlet down. There is no adult male over 16 walking the planet who hasn't experienced at least one of these situations in a public toilet.
Now, I feel like a fly on the wall here. I'd really like to see what's going on, because I've never been in a men's room.
It's a funny book. It's funny. It's
yeah. Both Lou and I are like, okay, what's in there?
It's not crude. Well, I suppose it is a bit crude, but it's just funny. You know, I'll show you inside.
Oh no.
It's just funny. I think it's funny. People who read it.
I've never, of course, in our bathrooms we have stalls, so you never have to worry about someone looking over being
that's
like,
right. That's right.
So that's just a weird situation to me.
I can almost guarantee that your husband will have found at least one. I'll send it to you later. One similar situation. And well, so I thought I'd do a cartoon book about it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? I know. Nem says this is about the unwritten rules of the men's room. Yeah, I have no idea what the unwritten rules of the men's room are. I love the code of the urinal. Is that like if there's you're at a urinal and there's there's an opening too, you have
Exactly.
to at least leave one in between. Is that it?
That's the one.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's like in a row of urinals. If someone's at one, you shouldn't pick the one next to it because that's creepy.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me. You go in a club and there's a urinal and it could fit 10 people.
Yeah.
So you stand somewhere and somebody stands next to you. And you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
That's really, really weird. That's scary.
Yeah. Can I help you? No thanks. Yeah, do not crowd me. I feel like this is the same for movie theaters. It's the same etiquette. Like if the movie theater is empty and I'm sitting there, if you sit next to me, I'm moving.
Yeah.
One of those.
Really,
yeah, Lou
really,
and I have
really
pulled up
strange.
a chair. We're ready to hear more. Is there other unspoken rules? I'm just curious.
Well, you'll have to. You can read the book later. I'll send it to you. In fact, you have to show your husband and say,
"I will,"
and see what he says. And if he says he's not encountered anything in that book, he's not telling the truth.
Right.
Hey, Glenn,
Yes.
is it okay if Dave and I cover that one on Comics Across the Pond?
Of course, yeah, of course. If you want to get into it, yeah.
I'm just, hey, we we got to have suggestions, for what's coming next, right?
Well, so, I'll send it. You've not got a copy, have you?
No, I mean, Dave's the one that sets up the show. He's probably got one, right?
I think he does. I'll send it to him anyway. I'll get in touch with him and send him a PDF of it, and he can run that. But it's funny. It's just funny.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
And it's funny because it's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do
that. Before we move on, Nem asked a question. I want to make sure where to go. Nem asked what was in the letter about from the monarchy to your.
Oh, it just says well done, blah blah blah. It's just a short note, really. It just says well done and thanks for this, and let's do the next 100.
Thanks for your taxes. Like what? 100 years of taxes. Thanks so much.
Thanks for putting up with us. It's all about to come out into the open. Yeah, it was just this. Maybe not many people reach 100, but I would imagine they all get the same letter.
Probably. It's just like print it off, sign here. You also never look over when you're at a urinal. Some dude stands next to you and looks over. We're having words.
That is in the book. That's where it came from. I don't want to go into it on air, but I will do if you want to. But it is. You'll have to see it. Yeah, you've got to read it.
All right, now
so get Mr. Calcaterra to go through it, and he'll tell you whether it's right or not.
Which ones are true and which ones? I'm sure they're all true. It's just
they're all true. I haven't made any up. They've not all happened to me, but there's a couple in there that's happened to me.
You sent another folder with paintings, and now we're gonna get a little artsy fartsy here, guys. I've been to art school. And where was share screen? I want to talk about these because they're gorgeous, but also the color theory behind it. So I guess that's as big as it gets here. Can I make it bigger? No, that's as big as it gets.
But you need to press. If you press, oh, go on.
Then we'll lose the bottom of it. Like I want you guys to see it. I don't necessarily want this top part, but unfortunately, I think if we make it bigger, it's going to lose the bottom half of the painting. So okay, so is this oil, acrylic?
It's acrylic. It's acrylic. It's about 20 by 30, I think. I'm not sure now.
So it's big.
But what I don't do this stuff anymore. About 30 years ago, I decided to do oil painting. I've never done it before, and acrylics. I prefer oils, but it takes such a long time to dry. I read somewhere that it actually takes 60 years to dry. So
does it really?
The paintings I did 30 years ago, I've got 30 years before they dry. I won't be here before they dry. But I'm just messing around with colours, really.
Yeah.
And the best ones I did were smaller than that. They're about A4 size because I was really intimidated by the massive canvases that you can get. It's really daunting, you know. It's like, I suppose it's like when you're drawing a comic page. What I do is before I start drawing it, if I've got a blank, nothing more intimidating than a blank piece of paper in front of you, whether you're a writer or an artist. So when I'm doing comics, I'll do a little cartoon in the corner so it's not a blank page. Do you understand what I mean? Now that everybody, I've had lots of requests to buy that. It's called Mother in August, right? And that was born out of a massive argument I had with my mother. I can't even remember what it was about. And I came back from her house because my mum wasn't the most approachable person. She was a bit cranky. And I had this big row with her. And I came home and I just got these oils. And I was livid. I was so, thank you. I was so livid. And I threw all this paint down. And then when I'd done it, I thought, well, that's wasted me paint. And I was even angrier then because I'd wasted me paint. So what I did was I put it on the wall in the hallway, out the way, letting it dry. And I was sitting in the lounge, and the hallway door was open. This is about 3 months later, and the hallway door was open, and the light was streaming through. And I just looked, and I saw it. And that's my mum walking away, that centerpiece, right? There's a head. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I saw. It's not what I was doing at the time. I was just chucking paint down at the time. And it took me about 10 minutes to do that. I just got a palette knife and just put it all down. And it's called Mother in August. And I've had several exhibitions, and it's always the one that everybody wants to buy, but I won't let it go because they don't want to give me any money for it, don't they?
Stop it.
Well, I need money now. I'm sick of doing things for free.
Quentin says, "Is that a cat?" No,
it's whatever you want to see, but it's just that's the story behind that.
And I think it's the emotion behind it. It's like I've done paintings that have been very raw, and like you said, like 10 minutes, you just go in and you have this emotion that you're trying to convey, and it's not, you know, like a centerpiece, or it's not a still life. It's not, you know, you're not trying to fine tune a technique. This is just raw emotion on a canvas. And I think that's why people connect with it. You know what I mean? It's not this sterile flower pot. It's there's an emotion behind this. And it's like, it's you can't even sometimes communicate what you're feeling. And that's why art is so powerful. Yeah.
And I don't really, unless it's obviously a comic or a story where it's got to make sense, I don't think my painting has to make sense to anybody. You know, because it's just abstract. You know, it's just
right. And it's the color scheme, like the greens and the reds that are contrasting color pulled in with the yellows, and it's like that brown in the centerpiece. It's like, what does it make you feel? And you could feel any sort of thing. You would hug it. Oh my gosh, we forgot to play. Oh, we got to play. All right, so I'm gonna pause on the art for a second because I have to know. Okay, so usually I have a theme. But you've watched the show and you know that we play this game called Would You Hug This? And so we're gonna do something different. All right, let me just play the thing and we'll jump in. Where is the thing? Where is the thing? Here we go. Okay, ready? Here we go. Let's play this. Okay, my friends, we are here to find out what Glenn would hug. And I'm going to just give you the round robin. We're going to go through a bunch of different categories because I got to know, what Glenn would hug. And we usually start with an easy one. Let me go back and look.
Easy one.
Yeah, usually we pick something fluffy, furry, but we never know. You could have a phobia. You could have a phobia of alpacas. Would you hug alpacas, Glenn?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I like animals. Yeah.
Okay.
I would imagine those guys are quite friendly as well. They're the kind of things that would come up to you. So yeah, I would. Yeah.
I would hug these things. These are actually some of my favorite. Someday on my bucket list, I would love to have 2 alpacas so they could have friends. I like to knit, and I like fiber arts, and so I would love to just I would be that weirdo with a spinning wheel so I could make my own yarn and then knit things from the alpacas. So, I don't know.
You have to go and live in Peru.
What's that?
You'd have to go and live in Peru.
No, I'm in Texas. We can have alpacas.
Oh, no, you are. But these guys are in Peru, aren't they?
Yeah, they're from Peru, but there's a ton of alpacas in the United States at this point.
Nicolas Cage
or Jeffrey Dean Morgan has a huge alpaca farm somewhere. I think he's in Montana, but I didn't know that.
Nick was in some movie where he was like totally flipping out about the health of his alpacas. It was crazy. I can't remember. We screened it on the show a couple weeks ago.
That makes sense. But yes, of course, we would all hug alpacas. Now they can spit at you, but generally they're friendly as long as you're not threatening them. All right, we're going to, let's see. I'm going to give you you probably know this animal. Do you know are you familiar with this animal, Glenn?
No. What is it?
This is a binturong.
Never heard of it.
It's from the Indonesia, Philippines area, and they smell like popcorn, apparently.
Yeah, I'm just looking at those teeth, though.
They're supposedly friendly. Color of Space, no hugging alpacas after that movie. Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to watch it. I would hug a binturong. I think I would.
Not sure about that one. Looks like a rat. Looks like he'd bite your neck.
But he looks fine. At least he's smiling.
Yeah, but lions look fine as well, but they'd probably...
No. I see your point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we could go full on honey badger. Would you hug a... Like, this is the... No.
No. No, he looks like he's going to eat you.
This is the American badger, by the way. I think the British badgers look friendly and huggable.
Yeah, but you've got it. There's a clue. God gives you a clue. Look at his hands. Look at his feet.
Yeah.
They don't look very friendly, do they?
No, and especially when they look at you like this, it's like you should. I never know with some of these animals because they have that predatory drive where if you run from them, it makes them chase you. So it's like, do you back away slowly? Should you run? Should you do you puff yourself up and make yourself bigger, like scare it away? But
no, that's confrontational, isn't it?
Yeah, this one, I don't think it matters. I think this one just comes for you. You could hold out like a birthday cake to it, and it would. You
see, the thing is, while your hands are going to his neck to stop that mouth, look at his paws. Yeah.
There goes your eyeballs. There goes your eyeball.
No.
Yeah.
I like dogs.
You like dogs? Do you? Let's see if we can find you a puppy. No.
All dogs are brilliant.
All my dogs are friendly, so that would be. Oh, I want to know if you would hug this guy.
Yeah, why not? It's like a hamster with an afro.
It's an Angora rabbit.
Right. Yeah, he's all right.
The sweaters are made of. Is this Angora? What is in there? It's just one of the funniest looking real animals that you can find out there. So I love those. All right. Well, no more fuzzy animals. Let's see if we can find you. Oh, but you have to tell us about the rabbit. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
No.
The rabbit that we make everyone tell us about. Oh, I've shuffled these around. Where is the Cthulhu rabbit? Here it is. So this is what in the Shatner's toupee?
What the hell is that? Has he got
this is a rabbit from North America, and it has a virus.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
It's related to the herpes virus. And
no.
These growths. It's basically a warty rabbit.
I would throw that at that previous one. And run away.
I wouldn't even touch. I would not touch this. I would run herplope. But I feel so bad because this is the current issue in North America with rabbits and squirrels have these growths, and it's like this is one step away from the zombie apocalypse. I want to say that if it were
Yeah.
to jump to humans, that it's Last of Us, if you're familiar with that franchise video game
Yeah.
/ show, where it's like the mushrooms take over. So it's like, yeah, I don't think I've had anybody was there someone that volunteered to hug this? I can't remember. This usually is everybody is a no, because
No.
yeah, nobody wants to catch that.
No.
I think that's the last one.
I mean, you wouldn't even eat it, would you? You wouldn't even cook it and eat it.
No.
You go hungry for another week, wouldn't you? Before
Yeah,
you
that's we staunchly avoid that in any way, shape, or form. Do I have? Oh, you know what? I do. But he still looks angry. This is the UK badger, yes? I think
no, I wouldn't.
I still wouldn't hug it though.
No, there's a clue. It's the mouth again, isn't it? Look at it, snarling. And no.
The angry Ottoman is what he looks like. It looks like when you put your feet on him, he bites you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Glenn, I think you and I are in the same boat. We're not hugging most of these things. Just the alpacas. We'll hug.
That's right. Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos of that guy singing to them? That Swedish guy with the guitar. Have you seen them when he's sitting the old rhinos and things come up to him?
Yeah, and they just all kind of like hang out. It's like something about. I think it's his like aura, almost his energy that he puts out with his music. The animals just love it. So. All right. Let's go back to talking art. But I just wanted to say thank you. You got to the full experience of playing. It's always a good time. All right. There was one more painting. Give me a second here. No, Nem, we're not starting the zombie apocalypse, sir.
No.
He's like, I'll eat one of the first. You got to find one, right?
No, you don't.
All right, I wanted to talk about this one too, and I would say out of those three, I think this one speaks to me the most.
Right, that was a evening sky. That's basically what I was seeing and what I put down.
Where were you?
That's the view from my back garden.
Really?
So yeah, again, it's with a palette knife. I use the palette knife most of the time rather than a brush. That's oil.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I like. That one. It's one of the best ones, or better ones.
I haven't painted in a long time, but I actually liked oils better. I felt like I could control the color better.
Yeah.
I could blend better if I was blending.
I do pencil portraits as well of people, and I wanted to do some oil paintings of them, but I never got around to it. So I started to do the abstract thing with the palette knife. Like I said, that's all done with a palette knife, which I prefer to use on oil and acrylic. But the first one you showed, the acrylic one, was done mainly with sponges.
Cool. Okay. The nebula.
I like using sponges. They get some great effects.
Like you have to try all these different methods to see what kind of works for you. And now, when I was in school, I really liked using brushes, and I tried palette knife, and I just couldn't get the results that I was looking for. And so I went back to brushes.
Right, that's fair enough. Kind of
how it goes. All right, let's get into some of those. Speaking of line art of people, what folder? Let's see. You have so many different. I'm gonna look at. All right. So talking about some pencil studies. I'm in the Rogue pencils. Go back. Do. I use big brushes for my and now watercolors scare me. I feel like it's so much out of my control. It's so wet, and it's like the colors just kind of go. And so if you can organically find, I think, a piece of art in what you're working on, that's the way to go. But I was like, I couldn't control it, and I wasn't happy.
Well, I think the point, this is just me. I think the point of the watercolor is not to control it.
Right. I have
So
OCD. No, not really. I just wanted to make it do what I wanted to do, which was a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are back in the comic realm. And
this is Rogue Trooper, who's the guy in the background is Rogue Trooper. I did some, he was in 2000 AD comic, with Judge Dredd and that kind of thing. And I learned that the artist, one of the best artists called Cam Kennedy, fabulous work, was leaving. So I thought, well, I'll have a go at, I'll do some samples. And I did some samples. I'm not sure whether I sent you some more of the same.
Yeah, there's more in this folder.
Anyway, they didn't even send me a reply. So, but I did learn later from somebody who worked for them, an artist who worked for them said that anybody north of Watford, which is north of London, didn't have a shout. They never got a shout. We have this north-south divide in this country, and because I'm in the north, I was never going to get never going to get the gig. So, but that was. I wrote a story about it. That's as far. I didn't ink it in or anything, but I didn't even get a reply. I didn't even get a no.
Wow.
Which I think is a bit.
I don't know. At least if you get a no, sometimes it's at least they looked at it. Then they gave you even if it's just a few seconds of their time that they gave you some time.
Yeah.
The no response, I think, is worse. It's just like, again, you're shouting into the void, like, hello. Yeah. Anybody home?
I'm not saying I'm as good as Cam Kennedy because I'm not, but no would have been nice. That's the same character. That's Rogue Trooper. In fact, they were making a film about it. David Bowie's son was making a film about Rogue Trooper. I don't know what's happened with it. It seems to have been, it's been shelved several times. I don't know whether they're continuing, but that's one of the roughs I did of Rogue Trooper.
Cool.
Good. I was really pleased with it, but
it's gorgeous.
Disappointed not to get a.
Yeah.
No,
they missed out.
Like, dear Glenn, do not ever contact us again.
Come on, they did not say that.
No, I'm just saying that would have been nicer than nothing. I get a letter tomorrow, 40 years on,
Yeah. They're like, oh, we really like this. Got lost in the mail for 40 years. It's like just the shadow work and the perspective, and it's like all of that goes into that. It's like, gosh,
this is what I like.
Hopefully people appreciate, the talent that goes into this, the attention to detail, I
just like drawing, I just like drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing the detail
the rest
as well.
Of us are in awe. What else? What else do you want me to showcase? Because there's so much in here.
I don't know what you've got.
Well, you sent it to me.
I know, but it's I've forgotten.
Oh, look, we were talking about spies. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I have to push all the buttons. What is this? I don't think we talked about this. Super Spies.
Oh, that's a magazine. I used to publish. I'll show you several magazines in the aughts. We've got Crikey, which is the Great British Comics magazine, which is about British comics. It's got all interviews and articles and all that kind of stuff. And Super Spies, that was the first one.
Wait, go back. Okay.
That was the first one. And this has got articles again from comics and film and books, of all our favourites. That was number one. And then a few years ago, I put issue 0 out, which is that one that you're showing, that's got different stories in. But there's only one of that, one issue of that, but there's 15 of Crikey that are all on Amazon and eBay and everywhere.
Can you pick a more British name? Crikey. I can't even.
Crikey. Well, that's the point of it, because that's what they say in those comics, Crikey.
Right. I only know Johnny English from the movie. What was the character in comics?
No,
was that a character in comics or fiction as well, or
just film? I think
just film. And so I mean, this is you don't realize that spies have been their own genre too. It's like it doesn't between all of these guys and then what you had on the first was like James Bond and not quite as prolific as superheroes, but gosh, there's still a lot.
There's a lot of stuff out there. You've got Modesty Blaze. You've got there's some really, really good stuff out there concerning spies and that kind of a thing. And we covered the whole thing in this book with film, TV, comics, books. We went through the whole thing and gave like an overview of them all. It was really interesting, you know.
Yeah. I feel like that's its whole thing. And I always like to look at a genre and then look at the like kind of how it progresses, because it tells us about humanity and what we're thinking about, what we're focusing on, concerned about. So that would be interesting to do that with this genre, I think, to really look at, you know, how it started, where it is now, and kind of like the path that it took. You know, because it'll tell you like who's the antagonist in these stories. You know what I mean? We'll tell you what we're afraid of. You know, I'm sure Russia's in there.
Yeah. Right? Well, we got Carl Stromberg. I don't know where he was from, but he was in Bond, wasn't he? I think he was in James Bond film.
Oh yes,
Stromberg. He was in with Roger Moore. I'm not really a James Bond fan, to tell you the truth.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, but you know, but yeah, it was a good magazine.
Did Glenn ever see the old TV show I Spy?
Of course, yeah. That was Robert Culp and him who's not in favour anymore. What's he called? The black guy. Can't remember his name. He's in jail anyway. But yes, I did see I Spy. Yeah, it's what's he called? You knew it.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yeah, Bill Cosby, yeah. That's
Whoops. Yeah,
he was in I Spy with Robert Culp. Yeah, remember that? That was about 1968 when I saw that. 69, when it, you know, first time around, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It was good. And if I'd have continued that, he would have found his way in there.
Interesting. Yeah, except for he's a creep. He's a creep. Lots of creeps out there. Let's see what else. Published books. Now, and I know you've done a ton of travel too.
Yeah.
Gosh. All the photography and your trips all over the world.
Did I send you that one?
Yeah, that one. I have that one. Let me go back. Because I went into the New York one, but we already know New York. What's Rapa Nui, right?
Rapa Nui, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the real name for Easter Island.
Yes.
That's the remotest inhabited place on Earth. And I went.
What? Is it just hard to get to? Like,
not really that difficult, but it's just in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So
yeah.
I flew to Madrid, Spain, and then I'll tell you the trip. I'm in a place called Manchester in the north of England. I left Manchester Airport to Madrid, Spain, down there a few hours, and then a 14-hour flight to Santiago, Chile. And then I stayed overnight there, but then you get a 6-hour flight from there right into the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And on the way back, I didn't stop at the Santiago, so I got up. I left. When I left there at Easter Island, I left at 11:15 in their time in the morning on Thursday, right? And I got home at my time midnight Saturday because I didn't stop. I flew 6 hours back to Santiago, down for 3 hours, 14 hours to Madrid, Spain, down for 6 hours, and then 3 hours home.
Gosh, it's like that's time travel to me. Like you forget what time, day, whatever. It's just like it's one long day.
Yeah, well, I tell you, my head was spinning. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was doing. My head was just spinning around.
Who am I? Where am I? What is going on? But I'm sure this book is full of beautiful photography. I know it's got to be.
Did I send you any stuff? Did I show you any of it?
Well, I have some of the inside of it. I'm going to share it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Show that. Yeah.
Photos. I have to like exit out and click back and click all the buttons. Look at this.
I took 1,000 photographs.
Oh my gosh.
And about 6 hours of film.
Wow.
While I was there. But yeah, that's a sunset. It's a weird place. It's very strange. See these statues?
Yeah.
They're all about 15 feet high.
Yeah.
They weigh 30 tons, and there's 885 of them all around the island.
How old are
And,
they? Do they
uh,
approximately?
well, this is the thing, you see. I think that they're supposed to be made in the, I think it was the 16th century, but I think they're earlier than that. I think these things were up when the pyramids went up 1,000,000 years ago. The pyramids are older than 5,000 years.
How? This is an island. It's not like
Well, if you look at the map,
yeah.
the island is at the end of the Polynesian archipelago, and I think what's happened is that since they were made, the sea levels have risen because of the flood.
That
So
makes sense.
so they wouldn't. I don't think they were actually walking to these islands, but they were only short boat rides away.
Gotcha.
And then the sea level rose and filled it all in, you know. But this guy, I'm 6'1".
Gosh.
So that's 18 feet high, that. But you've got to remember, it's the same below as well.
Yeah, I was going to say it goes that far down too, right?
Yeah, and that's up on the quarry. And you can see them all laying down. They've not been moved to when they put them on the base. The base is called an ahu, 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 and they put them on that and sit them on it. And these, can you imagine? The theory is that they move them by rolling them on trees.
Mm-hmm.
This guy weighs 60 tons. There's no way you're going to roll him. And then the other way is that walking thing where they pull a rope on it and walk them. 60 tons, 36 feet high, 60 tons, and you're going to walk it 7 miles to the other side of the island. No.
And plus it's on, and again, it could have been different topography back then, but that big hill that it's on, it's just, it's astounding to me how those things are there. And just like that, we've gone through the show. Like, isn't it crazy? We're at an hour 42. So I want to remind people, Glenn has a huge selection of books that you can sort through. Are they all available on Amazon, or where can people get?
They're all from Amazon. Yeah, there's 12 of them. So take a look. Lots of things on there.
Definitely.
I've been around a bit. So
directly for some things if they're interested.
If they want.
And
the thing that kills it for me, as with everybody else, is the postage these days. Because people have purchased it and asked me to sign it, and I say, well, I will do, but you've got to send me the postage. They've got to get it to me, and then they've got to get it back. So
yeah. But I mean, some people are willing to do that. It just depends on, what they're looking to do, and some people will. So I just want to make sure that they know that that's an option.
Yeah, if you want to pay for it, I don't mind. I'll do it if you want. But it's the same as my Hatch character. My wife made this. She's a ceramic artist, right? She made it.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
So I put him on the Fund My Comic campaign for $15,000 for two reasons. One was I didn't want to sell him.
Yeah.
I thought, well, if anybody's crazy enough to buy it, I would personally deliver it to them wherever they were in the world.
That's amazing.
There he is. He's great, isn't he?
He's awesome. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Gorgeous.
She made that. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, my friend, guess what? You're going to have to come back on the show.
I will do, but I just said to Helen, it's taking me 6 months to get on, so it's going to be another 6 months. You better book me in quick.
Yeah, I was going to say we're booked until I think end of September at this point.
Wow.
So we're about 6 months out. So yeah, pick a spot, right? So you can come on back and we'll just continue our conversation.
Yeah.
But this is my way of doing to you what you did to Jack Kirby. We're going to see you again.
Okay. That's great. It's great.
We're going to see you again. We're going to see you again. And so
it does fly.
It does. It really does. But thank you again for coming on the show. I always love talking about your amazing, your books, your works of art, your experiences through life. Like you're just one of those amazing people that we get to talk to. What do they say? What's that? Was it stupid beer commercial? Someone help me here in the chat. Most amazing person. It was like most interesting people. It's one of those. It's like most interesting man in the world. You're one of those.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've done a few things.
Only a few, right?
Just one or two things, yeah.
But I love it when you're on the show and then the chat also gets to participate and ask questions because you've done so much. So
I'll tell you next time. I'll tell you about when I got on the wrong plane.
yeah. You're gonna make me wait 6 months for that? Gosh,
I'll tell you now if you want.
I'm gonna remember. We're gonna start with that next time. So
I'll tell you now if you want me to.
Well, unfortunately, we got to wrap it up. So,
Okay.
after this show, there is a launch party coming. There's, I think it's called Epic. There is, he's a newer creator, and he's going to be on. Did you post the link? You already posted the link. You beat me to it. I was about to post the link. There you go. So he's going to be running a Kickstarter. It's called Epic. Just go look at the thumbnail, people. And I'm sure, while he's on the show, he'll walk us through some of the interiors and you get to see what this is about. So please tune in to the next show. We're going to make sure we love to embrace the new people so that way they can feel comfortable, start their journey and be part of indie community because we want them to succeed. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you tune in next week. My guest is going to be Ian. I always want to say it's Ian Miller. I'm going to be on his podcast tonight, actually. And so we're doing this tag. Like I'm on his show and then he's going to come on my show. And I feel like this happened last year because I'm having deja vu. So that's what's happening. If you're going to be around in Durant, make sure you come see me this weekend at Texoma and get some hot sauce. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
See ya.
Be excellent to each other and kiss your babies. And we will see you here next week on the Tuesday Morning Brew. Bye.
Ooh.